We're in Moss Landing getting ready to haul Sanctuary. This is Gravel's boatyard. They've done all of her hauls since we moved to Moss Landing. Chad over here is operating the lift with an independent pack. It's a remote that's strapped to him. He just walks wherever he wants and hauls this girl up. Very good, in fact. Look at that. It'll be an easy clean. Washdown's completed. She looks good. Coming into the spot where she'll stay till we're ready to splash. I'm thinking Chad's going to turn her around because all boats like their bows pointed toward the water. Well, it's going to be getting some new propellers. Do that. Zinc's replaced. But she cleaned up pretty well. It's the end of our second day in dry dock, and we've just lost the fuel line. Luckily, we only took 50 gallons on per side. So right before we left, we only had about, 60, 65 gallons to pump from the starboard engine over to the port engine. And tomorrow, after Steph replaces the fuel line on the starboard, we get to pump it all over into starboard so he can do it on the port side. And I don't think there's any way in hell that we're going home Monday with this job done. Well, the Coast Guard inspection went great. The inspector was a neat guy. We had a lot of cool stories to talk about. Right up until the point that he checked the fuel line, tapped on some corrosion, and it fell apart. Face facts. If it's going to happen, it's way better to have it happen in a boatyard than at sea. So, there's Steph pumping.
So here's Heidi at the transom taping out all the letters. This is really painstaking, difficult work requiring a lot of patience. I can't imagine why I wasn't selected for this job. Well, I think I know why I wasn't selected for this job.
In contrast to.
Yeah.
Well, we always take our old props and put them in the garden at one of the cabins, so these will end up there.
Yeah.
You know why? I think it's this protective covering on the edges.
And remind us to tighten them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Oops, through two wheels. Hadn't even backed out of the slip. At least they were cheap.
Cheap? Yeah,
that's a joke.
That. This is something you don't often see, which is Heidi. You never see this. Heidi.
If I had my way, you never would have
Heidi
seen
in an
that.
engine room cleaning the bilges.
I've done it before, but I hope never to do it again.
Get back to work, woman.
This is Bubba. This is Shorty. Shorty's about 8 feet tall, which explains his name. And this is what you see in a boatyard. A bunch of managers. Very few workers.
Bunch of managers.
I'm pretty sure Steph and I are the only captains that ever do any manual labor at all. This is the fix for the hatch in the main cabin. And this one has been a dilemma for us for years. Our welder suggested something that was a $200 fix. We have Artie here. He's come up with a quicker fix, but we don't know what it's going to cost. What would this cost, Artie?
Well, you said I had to come in under the steel fabricator.
Yeah.
He came in at 200.
He was 200, right?
$199.99.
Steph has boarded up the wheelhouse because both of those doors are in being worked on. The boat's flying.
Here's the boat painter in chief, Jim. Jim, how about just a little narrative on what you're doing there?
It's called Life Sentence Worth Furlough.
On one of our doors, doing a fine job. Here's our painter guy, Jim. Everything's been masked and taped. Now he's standing out.
Here's something you never see. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing it. Work going on, and for once, Steph is lying down. That's because he's done all of his work, and I'm almost finished with mine.
Well, you can see Heidi's doing the dirtiest jobs of all.
Oh, coveted job. Everybody's
Doesn't she
liking
look
this.
cool in her NASA suit?
NASA.
The second coat of bottom paint is going to make this girl bomb-proof.
Ah, she's looking great.
Heidi's putting the finishing touches on the bottom paint. You're going to see her, as soon as Chad picks her up, those blocks have not been painted. It's super fast-drying bottom paint. So once he does the pick, she'll slop some on, and here we go flat. Okay, Heidi's got it finished. And here's Artie. My God, we're just making this woman work so darn hard today. Putting Humboldt oil on the beautiful rub rails.
Fortunate.
She just didn't know what she was getting into when she offered. Well, she didn't offer. She was conscripted for this job.
There's an end to everything.
There's an end to everything, yes.
Well, this is launch day, and as always, there are all kinds of things to pick up, but look at the difference in this boat.
This is an extra step that they take at Gravel on almost any boat. Particularly new painted, but we've had them put it on. It's just putting some paper on top of the canvas so it doesn't damage the paint job. And that's pretty special. These are really, really neat boats.
Well, we're in the water, and there's not a lot of water. It's pretty low around here. That's the beach right there.
Let's jump on now.
Okay, I'm going on board. And another view from Gardenia. Pretty boat.